of Fortune. I am your reader, Bill. Today is Tuesday, and we're starting out with a question from Maria Scorpio. And Maria has asked the question, how long till my leg pain gets better? I wonder why this is pixelated. Got it plugged in over here. Maybe that makes it better. I don't know. It's just another day. A pixelated internet. It's got full internet strength. You can't read what's on the card. Hopefully, it will straighten itself out in a minute or two. But of course, this is what $200 a month pay, what you pay for $200 a month for cable internet services in rural America. Pixelated internet even when plugged in to the Ethernet. So Maria has asked, her leg hurts. And now normally I do not do health related readings because I'm not so sure that I can do health related reasons, because a lot of it too is that I just don't want to be liable for your health outcomes and so forth. So for Maria, what I would say, you've gone to your doctors, you've gone to you said it was a chiropractor, and they pinched a nerve up. And so I would guess, just based upon, if this is ordinary like temporary pain, that it probably shouldn't last more than a week or two. So like, for instance, last fall when I was trimming the hedgerow, I hurt my my arm here, and I suffered with muscle weakness for almost 2 weeks. Underneath my skin, it felt like a tear. It felt like there was an abrasion or a rip right under the skin, though there was no visible abrasion, no visible rip. That's what it felt like, and it felt like that for roughly 2 weeks or so. I think that was probably some nerve pain or something like that. I'm not sure. But I don't know how long is. Ank, welcome. I feel like I answered your question in a independent video the other day, Ank. Or was that on Sunday's video? I can't remember now. But if it's something like deeper, if it's like arthritis, Maria, you might consider a cortisone shot. I mean, I'm not practicing medicine or anything like that. I don't want to say that. I know that people who do have arthritis, that because my mother has arthritis, she's gone for cortisone shots, but you would know that. I don't know if you've gone to a regular doctor or so forth. And I'm not sure how I would even determine how long your leg is going to hurt, how long it's going to hurt. I think that maybe that's a different Ank, a different one. But I guess we could say, I guess what we'll try here, Maria, is we're going to ask the question, instead of how long will my leg pain last, We're going to ask the question is, will my leg pain, will my pain end soon? Will my pain end soon? How about that? I'm going to rewrite the question as, will my pain end soon? And so if you are just like watching in and looking along, I will describe what cards lie because this video stream is pixelated. I don't know why it's pixelated, but it just is. And that kind of ruins the whole thing for everybody when it is a pixelated live stream. It's frustrating to me why things are pixelated. Can't read anything, and everything looks blurry. But this is from Maria, and the question being, will my pain end soon? Will my pain end soon? Will my pain end soon? Will my ain? You may ask another question. Yes, I'll get to your question. Absolutely, you can ask another question. Will my pain end soon? This will be a 3-carder. Will my pain end soon? Yes, these 3 cards really just wanted to fly right off. Yes, please ask another question. Maybe. Maybe your pain will end soon. But I think you might need to take some action. It looks like to get your pain to end, you may need to take some action. Action on this. So you've gone to a chiropractor, but maybe you should go to your regular doctor. It's not a. It will end, but it may even end soon. But then there's a maybe component to this. You know, have a fresh look. Somebody to look at it freshly. You know, to give you a different opinion. Yeah, we have this card here, the sword, Ace of Swords in reverse. Oh, I'm clear now. And it's in reverse form. Maybe there is just some negative energy here. But taking a little bit of action, a bold action, and looking at this from a fresh point of view. So I would say, okay, you've gone to your chiropractor. Your chiropractor says what they're saying. Maybe you try a massage, maybe you go to a massage therapist, but maybe you just go to your regular physician and ask them what can be done. They'll probably say physical therapy. Maybe physical therapy is in order. I don't know. I'm not your doctor. I'm just a damn card reader. That's all I am. So this is for entertainment purposes only. And what does the number say? So we have, in a sense, of being stuck in place. You feel stuck in place. And that is coupled with the need to make a change. So you're stuck in place, but you need to make a change. And that's what these cards show. That's what the numbers show, Maria. A change need to be made. Now, before I go on to the next person's question, it may... I'll tell you a story. I can tell you a little story here. And about a month ago, June, the first Monday of June, I had a tooth pulled. Now, but if I back up a little bit, last last December, I started to take the high carbohydrate foods out of my diet. I started doing that because I'm diabetic. But I also, while doing that, I also stopped taking anti-inflammatory drugs like uh, Advil, and I and as well as aspirin, taking those drugs, and then I dialed back the amount of over-the-counter drugs I took. Now I come up to having that tooth out. What I noticed is that when I did take it over the counter the drug during that time that I had the tooth out, I didn't have to take as much of that as much Advil or as much Tylenol as I did for the last tooth I had out a year before that. And the pain didn't last nearly as long as I was expecting it to, even though they had to go into there and use a jackhammer to pull the damn thing out because it came out in like 6, 7 different pieces, and it took 90 minutes to do the procedure, and they had to essentially go into my jaw, and they had to cut it out. They had to cut that tooth out and just jackhammer that thing out and pull it out in many bits and pieces. Despite all that, beyond like 6, 7 days, I didn't have to take any more pain meds for it. So I guess what I'm saying is that also what I had done in the last 6 months is I lowered my sugar and my carbohydrate intake down to the very minimum. And so maybe that attributed to less pain, but what I can say is that it has attributed. I can say that I have had less migraines, and the migraines I do have are less severe because I am on a low carbohydrate diet to control my blood sugar because I'm diabetic. Now that's all I got to say. That maybe changes like this might help you. I don't know. I don't know what your diet is like, but maybe that's something to think about. I'm not prescribing medicine. This is for entertainment purposes only, Maria. Just gonna hedge my bets there. But I would recommend getting a second opinion. That's my thoughts on that. I know I didn't really help you there. So let's gonna go move on. We're gonna move on to Ank here. Ank, are you here? AKSHABHABYNR, and this is 7142026. All right. All right. Okay, so this is your name part right here. All right. So, and you're asking the question is, will my financial change in the next year? Okay. All right. We have this nice career, life, and finance deck. I don't know about that one. Let's just use, maybe we'll use this one, this Enchanted Path. Maybe this will, no. Okay. Let's use this deck. And I want to use an oracle deck in here too. Will my financial situation change in the next year? I'm fairly certain that for most people, on this planet are affected by the war between the United States and Iran in the closure of the Persian Gulf, or the because 20% of the world's oil supply goes through the Persian Gulf, and even if you are you live in a country like the United States where no oil comes from the Persian Gulf, because the United States gets all of its oil from all of its heavy crude oil from Texas, Canada, and Mexico. The oil is priced on the global market, and thus any disruption in oil or petroleum product supply anywhere causes everything to go up. And since the world economies are still, for the most part, based in petroleum, we get our energy from petroleum instead of like solar, wind, and nuclear. I look forward to the day that when we use more nuclear and more of these other things where you're not dependent upon pumping something out of the ground to get your electricity. And so if that war is solved soon, which it probably won't be, but if it is, probably in a year from now, everybody's financial situation will improve. If the price of oil goes down, the price of petroleum goes down, then your finance, even like here, the price of gasoline went down $1 a gallon, and it seemed like, oh, I got more money to play with. The budgets aren't as tight. My budgets are really tight, but they're just not as tight when you don't have to spend so much money on energy. But that's not really what your question is it? And Shara, your question is not whether or not about that. Your question is, for whatever the reason is, are you going to have a change in your financial situation? And so I'm going to ask you, I'm going to shuffle here, and I want you to tell me when to stop shuffling. We're going to do a three card reading for you, and will Ank's financial system situation change in the next year? Will the finances change in the next year? And so if you're there, you're listening, if you feel I can, would you like me to stop? When do you want me to stop shuffling? Okay, stop now. Okay, all right. Well, you know what? It looks all right. it looks like it probably will change. The harvest is going to come up, and when the harvest comes, you're going to have a sense of prosperity. However, the thing that could stand on a spiritual, energetic level, being too absorbed in yourself, or letting your own, because everybody these has these tendencies in them. Everybody has these tendencies in them. Everybody has a touch of narcissism, and if these things here, being too self-absorbed can make it seem as though whatever prosperity comes your way, that it does not matter, or it makes it seem as though whatever prosperity comes your way from the harvest, it may seem as though there never is enough. In your quest for abundance, in your quest to dispel lack in your life, sometimes we need to take the example of the plants outside, the trees, the grasses. And the plants in the forest behave as a collective. They're beginning to show this scientifically, they take what they need, and they're not terribly opportunistic. They are opportunistic, but they're not. They don't seem to let fear decide what they need. And so human beings never have enough, and we feel as though we never have enough. Welcome, Mr. Welcome. You may ask a question. And so they're in the feelings that you never have enough. Oh, Pricer block. And in that sense of not having enough, even though you have enough, even though you're going to have enough, it'll feel as though you have nothing because of that feeling of lack in your heart. And so when you are entirely self-absorbed and you let your narcissism be your guide, any gains you may have made will evaporate. Okay, does that make any sense? I don't know. I guess what you need to do is really look at your finances, and you want a change, and the answer is maybe, but the harvest is coming. The harvest is coming, and prosperity is over. Prosperity is near. Okay, that's what your cards show you, that prosperity is near. Prosperity is near because the harvest is coming. All right. I hope, does that help? Does that help at all? Does that help? Okay, I hope that helps. So let's go move on to the next person. I want to go swimming today. We have rad, radhika dash slg. What are nav true feelings for rad? For rad. And they are in a relationship. All right. Let me see. What do we got? This is it a blocking? Is this one? Okay, we'll use this deck. I'm going to use this What's Blocking You deck here. This is an upright deck only. And let me just mix and match the cards together. Rad. All right, you are there. What are Nav's true feelings for Rad? This one came out already, popped out. These cards didn't want to go away, and so do you want to help me choose the final cards for your reading? And just tell me when to stop shuffling, that's all. Just tell me when to stop shuffling. Tell me when to stop shuffling. What are Nav's true feelings for Rad? What are Nav's feelings for Rad? Whoop. Yeah, tell me to stop. Yeah, tell me if I go when you. Yes, I'm asking you. I'm asking you if you want me to stop the shuffle. When do you want me to stop the shuffle? Right now? Or not? Or you just... Okay, there we go. I'm going to take this card, and I'm going to take this card on the bottom, okay? I'm going to put it over here. This is what are Nav's feelings for you. Changing them. Things are seem to be changing all the time. He's got too much work, overwhelmed with work. They got some past trauma. And it also seems here that there's like some judgment. So, from these cards, Nav seems to be just overwhelmed with life. He's not really thinking about you. So he's got his feelings seem to be just... They're just always changing. They're like leaves being driven around in the wind. Just leaves driving in the wind. So sometimes he's in love with you. Sometimes there's love. Sometimes there's not. But I think most of the time, Nav is stuck in Nav is stuck in Nav because Nav feels like there's just too much work. This is where Nav is at, in this place of too much work. And Nav also has this sense of past trauma, like things things that happened before you came into his life, things that happened while you came into his life. These things are becoming too much for him. They're becoming too much for him. And he feels this heavy hand of judgment coming down upon him. When he interprets your actions as though you are judging him. He interprets the actions of people at work as though he's being judged, or his past trauma. Welcome. I did try to answer your question, Maria. That these things here, past trauma and judgment. I'll tell you a story here. I want to tell you a bit of a story. I know you are here, but I did. If you wind the tape back to the beginning, Maria, I did address your question. Back when I was younger, I felt like I wasn't worth anything. I felt that the world had judged me as a completely useless individual. Now, there was a point in time that I did have a plan. I had made a plan. I was going to end it all. I was going to end it all. But everything got in the way. And eventually, I took the signs and said, no. The signs were that God wanted me to stay. But when you are in this place, when you're in these place where you're just bogged down and everything from your past seems like it's coming true and you feel as though the world has judged you, and it makes it hard, so very hard to live, because everything that you are feels wrong, all wrong. These pits are very hard to climb out of, but they can be done. When one is deep in one of these, and a lot of times there's like this thing of procrastination. I'm just going to say is just one of the things is do not give up on this person. Do not give up on this person you are with. Be patient and be compassionate. At this particular time, it is one day at a time, one moment at a time. You go from one moment at a time. Now, if he is having these types of dark feelings, going to see somebody can be a life savior, because if you can afford it, going to a therapist, going to a doctor, let's say if you're like yes, So the chiropractor is the one that hurts you. Yeah, I would say go to a doctor. Go to a medical doctor is what my recommendations are for you, Maria. But as far as for you, Rad, encouraging your person to see a professional is a great idea. So you want to know what his feelings are for you. He probably loves you, but I think that what's going on is he's got so much sludge that it is hard for him to see beyond that sludge. For you, for you, Rad, you need to just be there for him and be an encouragement, even when it is hard. Even when it is hard, just to be there and be that encouragement. And if it becomes where it seems like it's really dangerous, then you may need to take action. You may need to take action. But the last thing he needs is, I don't know, I'm not going to say anything other than that, but sometimes interventions need to happen. And does that make any sense? Oh, so sometimes you want to leave this. Hmm. Yeah. So that's my sense, and this seems as though it's a very serious. This is a very serious matter, and if you want to leave him, you probably can, but I would probably wait. I don't know. That would be like I would. It's like if he's abusive, then you don't have any choices there. I mean, you don't have that many if you're not married and he's physically abusive, or if there's abuse going on in there, then you got to really look at that stuff. And that's kind of stuff that sometimes third parties need to be involved here, and not family and not religious leaders, because family has, I don't know, family can help to a certain degree, but family ends up having these taking sides issues, and it can make it worse. It can make these situations worse. But a person who's paid to be a healer actually is often the best way to go, because they just want a paycheck. They want a paycheck, but they also are there to help. So he is not abusive. Okay. So what it is that I remember, I don't really go. I remember going to a card reader a long time ago, and they suggested counseling, and I actually was really super offended. I was super offended by that until I saw a counselor, and actually went to a counselor for I went for anxiety, or I went to a counselor essentially because when I first started taking care of my mother, I I had a hard time coping with the fact that she is actually getting old, and I had a lot of issues, and so I saw a counselor for almost 2 years, and eventually I felt well enough that I was okay. I felt well enough that I didn't need to see the counselor anymore, and so that's just my story. It's not a judgment. These things aren't judgments. They're not judgments on anybody. But sometimes that is exactly what needs to happen. Is you need to happen. It's not family, not a religious leader, but if that's all you have, that's all you have. That's all you have. Why I think the person that is comes out of the medical establishment or whatever, that is the best choice. More often than not, that is the best choice, because if they're neutral, where their politics or their religion is not that dominating thing that is there to influence you. It's that there is the established order of medicine that is there, and that sometimes that is what we need. Is we need to actually go to a mechanic. Your car breaks down, and you don't take your car to a fortune teller to you know take your car to the fortune teller and say, "Oh, what do I need to do? How do I pray to get it fixed?" Well, no, you don't. That's absurd. You don't do that. You take the car to a mechanic, or you have somebody fix your car. Sometimes that's the same thing of what it means if you're having trouble with your marriage. If it's something really serious, you go to a professional who specializes in that kind of a thing. And so that's just my soapbox. I'm going to get off my soapbox here. And that's what I have for you. Now I'm going to just I'm going to end your reading here with just a word from Mother Mary Rad. And let's just get a little word from Mother Mary. Mother Mary, what words of encouragement do you have for Rad in her situation? What words of encouragement do you have for Rad in her situation? What words of encouragement do you have for Rad in her situation? Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Radhika. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Radhika now and all throughout her journey. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Radhika. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Radhika now and all throughout her situation. And this is the card that popped out for you, Radhika. Here is the image. There is this helping hand that is there for you. It is a spiritual helper is there for you in this moment, surrounded by roses, surrounded by lilies, and although you may judge yourself for not having done enough, Mother Mary knows the struggle you have been enduring. Even the earth requires rest in order to replenish and continue her great work. Suspend your activity and self judgment and let it go. In rest, miracles take root, ready to blossom at the best moment. Trust yourself and divine timing and be good to yourself, Radhika. This is what Mother Mary's message is for you in this moment. Okay? All right. I saw your question, Rush. I saw your question. And I will get to you. I think if you're next, I will get to you. Okay, it looks like you are next. All right. I hope that helps, Rand. And please let me know how things are. So, Rush Leah. Will Lakshit regret You're welcome, Rad. What he did? Hmm. So, if he never regrets this, I guess my question is why do though you are hurt by lack shit, why is this knowledge important to you? That would be my question. You don't have to answer that. I'm going to put this deck over here. And we're going to go over to... I want to see what the... Let's go to what's the vibe. Oh. Light that just burned out. Okay. One light burned out, and then I think this one's charged up, yeah. These are good lights. All right. I want to ask a question. I'm going to use the vibe on this. What is the vibe of... Let's just find out. I'm going to go ask... Election. So, Rushalia? I want to ask this question first. So, what's going on in Lakshit? What's going on with Lakshit? So, Rushalia... Rushalia? So I'm gonna pull a few cards for on him as far as on Lakshit. You wanna let's see. We are here. Mother Mary, Rushalia was hurt by Lakshmi. What is going on in Lakshmi? Mother Mary, Rushalia wants to know what is going on. Rushalia wants to know what's going on in Lakshmi. Mother Mary, what is going on with Lakshmi? Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Lakshmi. Holy Mary, Mother God, pray for Lakshmi now and all throughout Lakshmi's journey. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Lakshmi. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Lakshmi now and all throughout Lakshmi's journey. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Lakshmi. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Lakshmi now and all throughout Lakshmi's journey here. And let's do these cards here. Okay. So, in order for him to move beyond the place that Lexi is at, he needs to have an epiphany, and he needs to begin to self-reflect. If he is self-reflecting, he may come to a place to where he will think about how it was that he hurt you, okay? But right now, he is suffering in silence. He is suffering inside. There is this feminine energy that he's attached to, and I think that might be his mother energy that is there, mothering, and so a feminine energy that is there, and that is keeping Lakshmi trapped in a dark, silent place. This may be that there was a constant comparison. I'm assuming that Lakshmi is a man. And do I got that right? So, okay. So it may just be he abandoned you because of this mother presence in his life, family. It wasn't your family, it was his family, and it seems like it's like this. And but in order to go from here to here, there has to be a place where there's a separation enough where Lakshmi needs to see beyond Lakshmi. Lakshmi needs to see beyond his nose. And in order to see, and that's the only, and until that happens, Lakshmi will never be able to look at his own actions. Be trapped. It feels like well, the Silver Wanderer, your alien god is praying for you. Silver Wanderer. But we also have Mary Magdalene here. Mary Magdalene and Silver Wanderer. And here is our mother, Mother Mary, the mother of Jesus. But we are here with Rush Leah. We're here with Rush Leah and not with the troll. Not with the troll. All right, let's see. Well, what is it we do for trolls here? Trolls. What do we do with trolls? Not timeout. Yeah, that's what we do with trolls. Okay. Okay, we'll just hide the troll from the channel. Maybe it's blocked forever. I don't know. But anyways. Suffering in silence. So, where was I? Yeah. Well, if it is his mother is going to continue to influence his decisions until there's a separation from his mother. Until there's a separation. But let's go ask that question. Did you ask this question before? I think it feels like you asked this question before. And it feels like I pulled the same cards too. Yeah. Is seeing someone new. Okay. There will be no separation. Well, it's that would we always... None of us have a perfect family. No one has a perfect family, and that's... Unfortunately, that's the way it is. I know you asked how many weeks, Maria, but I don't know how to do how many weeks. I don't know I don't know, because what the best I could say is based upon what I experienced when I hurt my when I had a tooth pulled out. It was about a week. Well, it took like 3 weeks. Um, 1 to 3 weeks. When I had hurt my arm, it took like 3 weeks. But what am I supposed to do? Do I take this dice and say, I don't really know I don't know how to do time. Sorry, Maria, I'll come back to you here. Let us... Well, ask the question, is Lexi seeing somebody new? Is Lexi seeing somebody new? But then, Maria, if I look at my foot pain, which I've had pain in my foot for 5 years now. And it keeps going on and on. But anyways, um, so for Rushlia, Mother Mary Rushlia wants to know if Lakshmi is seeing somebody new. Is Lakshmi seeing anybody new? Is her ex seeing anybody new right now? Is her ex seeing anybody new? So, tell me when to stop shuffling, Rushley. Tell me when to stop shuffling. Whoop, here's one card coming out. Lovers. There is some love action going on there. So the Lovers card popped out. Is Lexi seeing somebody new? Okay. It looks like he probably is seeing somebody new. But there's a possibility, I mean, it's a maybe. So we got the Lovers card, but we also got this sense of there's some conflict going on. And then in the end, we got this sort of a coldness. And so this may be that whole mother influence coming in again. So 2 and teen unwilling to change. Two in a feminine and overall 7. So a bit of contemplation. You know, in one sense, like she may be thinking about it, but we got this Lovers card. The Lovers card here. So there is new love on the horizon, but it doesn't look like he's willing to make any changes. Not willing to make any changes here. Balance. Male, female, 1 male, 2 female. A feminine energy in his life. And then we have this cold, hard truth of reality comes slamming back in. Yes, that may be what it is. It could be that he's dating, and he's dating people, and he's looking out there, he's looking, but it always ends in conflict. There's all this animosity and there's conflict because there's this same truth that keeps working its way in. All right, does that help? Does that help you at all? Let's see. I'm going to ask a question here for Maria. Wants to know how do we do time? I'm going to ask a question about how to do time with tarot. I don't know how to do time. How to do time. Time with tarot. So we'll just see here. We'll see what happens here. So if we're doing time, and so it says Wands. Wands is days. Swords, weeks. Cups, months. And coins is years. All right. Maria, are you here with me? Let's just do a... we'll try something simple here. And we're going to ask the question. So, Rushley, maybe because he has that problem with his mother, and he's comparing himself to his mother always, comparing new women to his mother, until he meets somebody who is like his mother, he will not be satisfied. Until he meets someone who is like his mother, he will not be satisfied. And that's, I think, might be the reality here. He was pretty happy with you for a while, but until he wasn't. He was happy with you till he wasn't happy with you. So that just may be that the mother comes in and says, and whatever. I don't know. I don't have an answer, Rushalia. His mom didn't agree. Okay, and you live in one of the cultures where what the family says is really, really important. So we're gonna go back to Maria, and she wants to know how long till the pain goes away. I don't do so. This is an experience. This is an experiment, Maria. I don't know if you're still there, but this is an experiment. You might not still be here, but we're going to try. And I'm going to do what? What do I'll do? We'll pull the... I know what we'll do. I'm going to use I have a minor arcana deck. We're going to use the minor arcana deck. I'm going to go in. Where is my minor arcana deck? I put that someplace, didn't I? Where did I put it at? I haven't oh, it's up here? No, it's not there. Where did I put it? I know I used to have it here. Okay. Is it over there? I got way too much stuff. Okay, let's just look over here. Pull some things out. Or I will just do that other thing. Okay. Do I have another tarot deck up here? It'd be best if I just use that minor arcana deck. I'll be right back with you. Hello, Shaw. Welcome. So I'm going to try for Maria Scopia. She has asked the question, how long until the pain lasts? I don't really do time very well, but we're going to try. And I'm going to use this deck of Holy Playing cards. And so in Tarot, so Wands is clubs, right? So if we look at it, clubs is Wands, right? Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah, clubs. So clubs is Wands. Swords is, we have diamonds, hearts, and then weeks. Weeks is swords. Swords. So we have clubs, hearts, diamonds, and spades. So spades. Spades is weeks. Okay. So I'm going to do here, I'm going to draw 4 cards. Is that how many cards it should be? Actually, no, I think we just draw 1 card. Oh, Ayushi. So, all right, welcome, Ayushi. I'm doing fine. So this is for, we're looking at upright cards for the most part. So for Maria, coming back to Maria's cards, who asked, how long will the pain last? And I'm going to go back here, and Maria has asked the question. Maria Scorpio, how long will hip, leg pain last? Okay. So how long, Maria's asked the question, how long has hip, leg pain, and I'm just, and please, Maria, take this with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. Please take it with a grain of salt, because, like I say, time is just, in tarot, is very difficult to nail down. Because for one thing, you're looking at trying to apply a psychological tool to a physical reality. You're trying to do a psychological tool to a physical reality. And that's kind of what my understanding is. And for something that is really based in the here and now. But Maria, we're going to give this a go for you. And so Mother Mary, please help me select the right card. I'm just going to do, we're going to shuffle through here. And there we go. These cards popped out. Clubs. So if we're looking at this, if I look at this as Queen is years, we had 2 cards. This could be anywhere between 2 days and 12 years. So this is what, from these 2 cards that popped out, Maria, your pain can last anywhere between 2 days, and Queen is is 12, right? The 12th card? Yes. And 12 years. It's a big, broad range, or maybe it's 12 years and 2 days, but I think it's more likely it is a range, because Oh, sorry. What is Barg's path that Barg needs to follow? What is Barg's path that Barg needs to follow? So then Maria's question kind of, oh crap, oh wappo. So we go back to Maria. Maria, I guess your whole thing asked your question, what your hip pain, Maria, according to the cards, will last anywhere between 2 days and 12 years. I didn't realize I was still on mute. Sorry. Thank you for letting me know that I pushed the wrong button or didn't push the right button. And so I did your reading. And the answer was anywhere between 2 days and 12 years. So it's going to last a while. According to the chart, I had two cards pop out. The cards that popped out was a Queen of Diamonds and a Two of Clubs. And a Two of Clubs would have been 2 days, and a Queen of Diamonds would have been 12 years. 12 years. Okay? So that's that. I apologize that I don't really do time, but that I just take that with a grain of salt. I don't want the voice of a psychic to color your experience when it's a physical reality where cards and tarot and oracle is more about metaphysical realities. It's more about your internal psychology. It's about what it's more about that than it is about your physical body. Though the interior reality does reflect the exterior reality. But you wanted to know how long is your leg pain going to last? And those cards came up between 2 days and 12 years. If you're going to trust it, I don't know if I would you, if that is a trustworthy reaction. So hopefully it lasts 2 days, and hopefully it doesn't last a year or more. All right, Barg. This is the deck we're going to use, and Barg is asking the question, what does he need to think about for his career? What is his career here? What is Barg's career? What should Barg's career be? What should it be? What should Barg's career be? What should Garvinson's career be? What should Garvinson's career be? Okay, did you want to tell me when to stop shuffling, please? Please tell me when to stop shuffling. When do I need to stop shuffling? All right. We'll let Mary decide. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Garvison. Holy Mary, Mother... Oh, stop. There it is. Here we go. These ones... Interesting. Interesting. You know what's so interesting is this card here. On Sunday, I thought psychiatry should be, or guidance, psychiatry should be your best bet. And here is that reflected again. We talk about healing. What should be your career going forward? I think you are trying for something in the government to be in administrative this, but it looks like from the cards something to do with healing with the heart, giving people, positivity, bringing positivity, but being also receptive, being receptive to love and giving of love, and being mindful of where you are in this moment. So what do I think? My first thoughts before was psychiatry. I think you said you were 26. Or am I thinking of somebody else? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else completely. I don't know. Am I conflating? Am I confusing you with someone else? I don't know. But here's what I got. I'm not thinking about what was said before. What is said now in your career. It looks like what would be your best bet is to choose a field that involves helping others to move past their wounds, movement, healing, to be receptive, and help people see the abundance that they live in. Help people to be positive in their thoughts and be mindful of this present tense moment they are in. Be mindful of the present, mindful of the here and the now. Let's see what this other card is on the top. In a career field that is about your intuition, being able to be where your inner voice, or in this sense, if you were a medical doctor or a psychiatrist, that you are able to act in a way that is best for others. Act in a way that is best for others. Okay, does that help? Does that help at all? Does that help? I think that's probably not what you wanted to know. I think maybe you were thinking, oh, you want something that's going to make a lot of money. But does that help? But that's what I think. Anything that has to do with helping others to... So if it, let's say, I guess this could apply to a lot of different fields. But it makes a lot of sense to you. Now, whether it's possible or not is a different story. What would be your best fit would be anything that involves helping others through their stuff. You want some guidance from the universe, okay? All right, let's do this. Pick a color. I want you to pick a color. The colors are... Let's put it down here. This is one color. This is another color. This is another color. This is another color. So the colors, pick a color. Is there another color in here? Blue. Okay. All right, you're going to pick blue. And then I'm going to pull all the blue ones out. So this is a Star Wars deck here. Let's get all the blue cards out for your guidance. Is there any other blue cards that I'm missing any? Yeah, there's another one right here, blue. Is that all the blue? Okay, that's all the blue. Welcome, Noxie. Welcome. All right. Now, let's just mix and match the blue cards up. So for your guidance from the universe, this is the guidance card. Now, how many cards are here? There's 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 13 blue cards. Choose a number between 1 and 13. 1 is over here and 13 is over here. So choose a number between 1 and 13. 1 is over here and 13 is over here. One is here and 13 is here. So choose a number between 1 and 13. 5. Okay. So this is the 5th one here. All right. So this is your card. So this is your card, Barg. So sometimes we feel completely out of sync with those around us. When you don't agree with that, with what the people around you are doing, step away for a moment and think about what you want to do. So that sense of intuition, being mindful of your environment. So when you are out of sync, this is what it's saying to you to do, is that you need to pull back and then be quiet before you make a decision. Does that help you? Welcome, Sir Hawthorne. So this is just your guidance. All right, Noxie. Guidance for the rest of summer. All right. And then I'm going to have to cut this reading off because it's time for me to make dinner. I'm going to take my little dog for a walk. All right, good. So Sir Hawthorne chose. So what? Hawthorne, what color do you want, Hawthorne? I'll be right with you, Noxie. So what color do you want, Hawthorne? Do you want yellow? Do you want green? Do you want purple? Yellow, green, or purple? What color do you want? You're welcome. You're welcome. So let's see. So I'm being paged right now, and if I don't actually, um, if I don't go and come, somebody's going to keep yelling at me until I do, and I won't be able to adequately do your question right now, Noxie. So it is, I'm come into the point where I got to start my evening duties. But what I promise you that providing I don't have a migraine headache, I will come on tomorrow, Noxie, and I will start the reading out with your question. I will start it out with your question. And so for you, Noxie, and that's so I may come back on. Well, I'm gonna do my other channel later. So 7:15, which is tomorrow. I need to go and take care because I caregive for my mother, and she's been yelling for me to come, and so I really need to attend to my duties. And so the very next time I come on, Noxie, I will start with your question. I will start with your question. All right. Thank you. And now somebody else mentioned card number 13. And, okay. The Thomas, welcome. All right, good. So there was someone who wanted card number 13. I'm going to just go back into those blue cards, and we're going to do card number 13 for that. That's for everybody here. So I'm going to mix these up, and this will be the last one, and that'll be for everybody. All right, now, and we'll spread them out. I'm just going to shuffle them up, so it'll be a totally different card than before. And this is for everyone, and for you too. Okay. So, Noxie, would you like a different color, like a green, a yellow, or a purple? What color do you want? Your thing is purple. Why don't we give you 13 on the 2 on the purple? That's what we'll do. You're purple. Okay, and then I'll step away. And I'll do your question very first thing. You want yellow? Okay. So everybody's going to get a different one here. Okay, yellow. Purple for Noxie. The other person. All right. Noxie was 2. We had 13 over here. And then we have a person with yellow. What number do you want for yellow? And then do you want... Okay. No one's going to do green. All right, here we go. So we got a purple 2 and a yellow. All right. Here it goes. We'll start here. Okay, 2, 1, 2. Your card is there. Okay, this is the second card right here. So for Noxie, time for you to move to the music. Turn up your favorite tunes and let yourself get lost in the rhythm. Invite others to join you, but never be embarrassed to express yourself even if no one else joins in. So have your own party and be one with the music. Okay, that is that. We have the yellow. And we have a yellow number 2 and so you got that. All right, now I'm going to cut the deck. Oh. I'm going to cut the deck, and then we're going to go 1, 2. This is your card for the Thomas. For the Thomas, this is your card. Obi-Wan Kenobi says, in my experience, there is no such thing as luck. The Force guides Obi-Wan Kenobi, but skill, knowledge, and experience are just 3 things that guide you. Trust your instincts that you can be your own force. That is for you, the Thomas. All right? Somebody else, let me see, what was that other number? I gotta get it before I forgot already. I'm gonna go back in here and take a look-see. It was for that other guy. Sir Hawthorne said number 13, and that was another 13 in the blue. Okay. And so we got, so this is 13 cards. This bottom one is going to be number 13. And then for the last guy, and one who pushed the number 13, was it Hawthorne? So Hawthorne says, this is for you, Hawthorne. It is normal to be afraid, but fear can be the path to the dark side. It can open the door to an endless wave of negative emotions. Allow yourself to be afraid, but don't let fear guide your actions. Okay, all right. Now before I really gotta go now. And Noxie, the very next time I come on, your question comes up. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Blessings and peace to you, and I will be back as soon as I possibly can. Bye bye.